Am I sandwiched between the two of you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, whoa.
Perfect.
Whoa. Yes.
That's great.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
Pause. That's what she said. Whatever language you want to use.
Okay.
But
Carry
no,
on.
I got to talk about. We talked about how obsessed Quentin is with Toy Story, right? And so it comes out next week. We're very excited. I have been trying to track down. Will, I don't know if you're aware of this, but like popcorn buckets are a thing now with movie releases.
Yeah. I've heard of this.
I'm not really on board with most of them. Like they just feel really excessive for what it is.
I would have if it was real, I would have bought the Bong popcorn bucket for Scary
for
Movie.
Scary Movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so I've been on the hunt for like Regal Cinemas, Cinemark, and AMC are kind of the three main ones who've come out with like a merch line. Cinemark's kind of sucks. Sorry, you have the best theater, but shitty merch.
They were just about to sponsor the podcast.
I'm sure they were, but not anymore. Sorry, get better merch. I don't know who's buying for you, but you missed out. We're going to be on the hunt next week for the AMC. It's like the Buzz Lightyear ship that like opens up, and I think Buzz actually can come out. You put popcorn in it. It's super cool. But our only Regal in the area is in Lawrence. So I drove to Lawrence this morning. 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back.
All the rest of us worked.
I'm off today.
Some of us had to work. Some of us had to do it.
Hey, I'm on my
soft return.
soft
Some of us don't have time for
return.
childish activities.
Soft return from maternity leave, gentlemen. So, but anyway, drove out there because I had been talking to one of the managers out there, and I secured the coolest.
Oh, you got it.
I got it. It is in hand right now.
Oh, it comes with a drink? So it's a popcorn drink combo?
Popcorn holder and sipper. It is so freaking cool. So the helmet retracts. And then what will be my son's favorite part is
That is cool. That is cool. I
know the lighting's terrible, but it lights up. It is so sick. I am so pumped.
How do you clean this? How do you clean this?
It's gonna be.
We did talk about this earlier. I
fuck.
am a little irritated if I was designing it. This should just be a cup holder because the problem is you actually put drink like inside the jetpack.
So you
and
gotta
that
like
sucks.
rinse it out. And it's nasty.
The jetpack is detachable from the rest of the unit. So like you can clean it that way. But I wish it was more of a cup holder and less so like you actually put the drink inside of it. Because as someone who's going to have to clean it, I don't love that. But everything else... And the lid pops off, so you can just like rinse out the inside. But so yeah.
Quick follow up: what do you do with that 10 years from now? Is that something that is like I don't understand the movie buggers? Are these kept as?
Oh, these are like collector's items. If you go on like eBay right now, there are people selling these for like double or triple the cost. They don't even have them in hand yet. They just think they're gonna go get it and then flip a profit on them. Like these things are crazy.
Like Jordans.
It's ridiculous.
Very similar to Jordan's.
I'm not in that game. This was purely for us. Also, we eat popcorn all the time. I'm a Toy Story fan. AJ's a Toy Story fan, so this will get used.
It'll get used in the house regardless.
Until we die. So it's part of the house
now. Is this a safe space? Can I make a confession? It's not that I've never seen Toy Story. I'm about 3 behind. How many are there?
This is number 3.
This is a 5.
You haven't seen the third
5.
one?
I have seen part of the third one. What year did the third one come out?
2010.
Right there.
Damn,
2010.
that was quick. Jeez.
That was very quick. Oh, she made a TikTok.
95, 99, 2010, 2019, 2026.
So 2010, 2010 is the third one came out. I was in high school.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching no Toy Story in high school.
I'm not sure I watched it when it came out in high school, but I've seen it obviously since then. And as a parent,
8,000 times.
But I've seen it before. I had seen it before that. But as a parent, it'll wreck your life. The last 10 minutes
a while.
Will wreck your life.
Yeah. We have to go back and watch some of these things. So we'll go and do. Well, and then here's the thing. I watched the beginning because I think my daughter was watching it. Which one was Little Bo Peep when she's like
4?
she was out on the streets and then she had to learn how to survive and pull herself up.
That's the most
that
recent
was
one.
4.
Yep.
I saw shit to survive.
What the fuck? I saw part of that one, but then I just didn't keep up. But I do want to go watch 5, so I do need to watch the other ones.
Good thing for you, they're all on Disney Plus, so you can just press play and let it run.
We're good. We're good to go.
So yes, we are very excited. I am very excited that we secured the popcorn bucket. It's actually not supposed to be released till next Thursday, but
you're so special.
I'm not special. I just think the manager felt bad that I got there and they were like, oh, they're technically not supposed to be released till next week, but I know the manager told you could come today because I talked to her, and so they
this fool had a whole tent set up outside. She was camping out for these things to drop today.
No.
That's
No.
Do you remember
crazy talk? No,
people used to do that for the iPhone.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
people used to do that for the iPhone.
Not at our store.
That was yeah. People used to do that for the iPhone. Just camp out. I'm like,
crazy.
What are you staying there for?
So before we get into that and how you guys met and actually formally introduce our guest today, I do have one more thing. Yesterday, so I was getting my hair done yesterday. AJ told Quentin, like, we were getting in the car to go to school, and he's like, oh yeah, mommy's gonna take you because she got a hair appointment, so she's gonna go do that afterwards. Then proceeds to tell him I'm dyeing my hair red. It's going to be green and purple for Buzz Lightyear. Then he starts panicking. He's like, are they going to cut it off? Like my hair? Like what's going to happen? Blah, 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 blah. So this poor kid has been worried about this all freaking day. All day. He comes home last night. I'm cooking dinner and he walks in. He opens the door and like slowly walks in. He's like, oh, and I think the one thing he said as he was shutting the door, as you were shutting the door yesterday in the car, he's like, is she still going to be my mom? And I'm like, he's got him all in a panic about my hair. And so he walks in. He's like, Mommy? I was like, hey, buddy, how was school? All that. And he goes, is your hair red? And I was like, no. Oh, my gosh. I was like, were you worried about it? He was like, well, yeah, Daddy told me your hair was going to be red. And I'm like, this poor kid has been sitting in class all day just worried about whether or not my hair was going to be red when I got home.
For how committed you are to this whole Toy Story theme, I'm disappointed that there is not green and red in your hair. Or green and purple, excuse me.
Green and red, it's not Christmas.
I'm sure you're dressing up, though. I'm sure.
I like my t-shirt. Yeah, the t-shirt we wore at his birthday party.
He might wear his Buzz pajamas or costume or something.
I don't know.
We'll see.
You're not going to be Jesse. You're not going to be Woody.
No, we're saving all that for Halloween, so...
Oh, are you guys doing Toy Story for Halloween?
I don't think we have a choice.
That was decided at the end of last Halloween, and it has not changed. So if it changes in the next 5 months, I would be shocked.
So my family dynamic is there are 6 of us in this house, and we all enjoy.
Let's introduce
I've already started.
No, let's introduce you first.
My name is Will. What do you mean first? We've been talking for 30 minutes. I'm already here.
We'll do a formal intro.
It's actually 7 minutes officially, but go ahead.
7 minutes, 7 minutes. But so there's real quick. Then there's 6 of us, and we're all like, hey, you know what we could do? We could everybody be a version of Michael Jackson. And because interracial families, bunch of different spectrums
this could go
of the color there, this could work out really well. Mm-hmm. So we are gaming for that right now. So all right, go ahead.
But now that you've sent that, I've got to ask who you going? Which one are you picking?
It's so tough because I am being the darkest one here. I feel like I have to go an earlier Michael Jackson.
You gonna take the braids out and go with a fro?
You're in. No, I can put something over the top. But I'm thinking it's got to be Thriller. It's got to be some of that like earlier stuff. But the light skins, they get a lot more picks there. They get a lot more
pretty good era for us
options in there. Yeah, and then Holly being white, I'm thinking Smooth Criminal. I'm thinking just some of those like world. We Are the World. You Rock My World. Like just some of those like
Smooth Criminal would be dope though. That's a sweet
costume. That would be a great one. And then
it's Maya,
and she's tall.
Maya's being 4. We're going maybe Jackson 5. She'll just
she's got to be
bell bottoms.
She's got to be that. She's got to be young Michael for sure.
Or she could go as Janet.
No, she's young Michael.
She could, but then we're all Michael Jackson and she's Janet. So, I don't know. Some days I'd be feeling like Joe. I just want to... Anyway.
Fuck Joe Jackson. Oh, my goodness. Well, with that, everybody, welcome back to Mixed Media. I'm Amber Batiste.
And I'm AJ Batiste. We got a pretty good episode here today. Got one of my longtime buddies now on the show. He's our first guest.
AJ's got to say something nice about me for like 30 seconds. This is going to be weird for him. He doesn't know what to say. He doesn't know what to do.
The first thing
good thing is you wrote your intro and I tweaked it. So
the first thing I'm going to do is read this ChatGPT bullshit about Will.
Read every word.
And then I will give my introduction. So the first thing is, Will Maxwell is a husband-to-be, father of 2, football coach, sports performance trainer, and community builder. He's the founder of Queen City Training, where he helps develop young athletes both on and off the field. And he's passionate about leadership, faith, and creating spaces where people belong. Will, welcome to Mixed Media. Also, you can't fucking guard me.
I don't feel like you had to give his intro like a 1960s like.
I don't know what that
professor.
was.
I don't know what that was.
Did you think so?
I did.
I did. You have okay.
I don't need it.
As long as you felt that. We just go like, hey, leave a comment. Hey, let us know. You know.
No, but
let
honestly,
us know if you should do that again or never.
In all honesty, Will and I met in our adult years, and it's almost like we've been friends since we were 10. So, you know,
they're both pretty childish.
Correct. I have to keep the train on the tracks today, everybody, just so you're aware. But y'all are from Springfield, like Springfield area, right? Just to set, like you grew up in that area, but then kind of didn't meet in high school though.
Yeah, whoop-de-whoop. Yep.
Yeah.
We probably met in high school and just didn't realize it though, because we both played football. We were around sports. We went to the one singular thing they did for all the black kids in school every year, where all of our high schools sent us to a place. But that
sounds so crazy.
It
sounds so.
Can you elaborate?
It was an NAACP like yearly gathering.
That clarifies so much. They
didn't
sent
just
us off to a place, and I don't know what things happened.
None of us know what the people at school were still doing.
It was kind of like Get Out. We really all don't remember it. It was kind of like that whole thing. So
yeah. But no, like I said, we've grown to become really good friends. In fact, I would venture to say a brotherhood that we've created. And so I always give him shit, and we always joke around. But Will is one of my best friends, and I'm excited that he's our first guest today.
Can we add in like claps? Can we? Let's go, sure. AJ. Nicest thing he's ever said. No, see, then you just messed it up.
You asked for too much. You asked for too much.
I did. I should just. I was up, and I should just took the win, like De'Aaron Fox did. But so we can talk mixed ball. We can talk. Hey, I'm glad to be here. Feelings mutual. You guys are great. I'm sure we'll get into a lot of different stuff there. But you guys, it would not be crazy to say that over the last few years, I've gone through some of the hardest moments, and you guys have been there every step of the way. And I don't know how far I would have gotten without you guys. So there's love there. You guys are family, and I am happy to be the first guest. This is history. Okay,
Numero uno.
Historic. Yeah, that's it. That's what we're in. So as you were saying, we met at AT&T. We were both working there, and it was. There was never a dull moment.
It sounds like the absolute worst working environment I could imagine.
It could have been a sitcom. It would have been a sitcom. It would have crushed as a sitcom.
It absolutely, like, it would make St. Dennis and all that look.
It couldn't be a sitcom though. You couldn't be on network. Y'all would have had to be on.
No, it would have been like The Office. It'd have been like The Office. It'd have been like a docu-series.
G-rated.
Yeah.
PG rated enough. No chance.
Office? The Office doesn't make it into today's world right now.
Hell no, but I'm saying right now you guys are going to have to be on like a Netflix, or like you're not coming in on CBS. You're not coming in.
Paramount Plus for sure.
Hell no.
Yeah. So, like subscriptions for sure. But oh my gosh, it was so fun. We had different characters there, different types of people, different ranges of people, and funniest story about it. Everybody knows AJ's a Cowboys fan, and AJ can add into more of the details, but the drop, the catch, the whatever you want to call it, Des Bryant. You know what it was. And I remember, so Sundays at AT&T, if you were put on the schedule for Sundays, it's kind of a bummer because it's football. We're big football fans. And AJ, it was known that AJ is not working if there's a Cowboys game on, really any football game, but the first slate, that first half, AJ's not working.
He's participating in life most of the time. Nothing. If the Cowboys are on.
Nothing. And so he is mad he has to take the customer. And so obviously, big game, Dallas versus Packers. I mean, it's coming down to the wire. It's right there. And the whole store is watching this now. So AJ's not alone in this. The whole store is now watching this. And the drop happens. And AJ, do you remember what happens when they call it that? Do you remember what you did next?
Not in detail. I do know that I clocked out pretty quickly after that, though.
I mean, he just goes, and then the whole store full of people, by the way, not just workers, but customers too.
Because Sunday's slow as hell.
No, not then. It wasn't. It was full of people at that point, and then he just bursts through the back door, clocks out, goes to lunch, and he is gone. And he's oh my gosh!
To be fair, I didn't just clock out of nowhere. I was supposed to be on lunch at that time. I didn't just bounce just to bounce. I knew I was going on lunch, but at the same time,
you were also supposed to be working, and you weren't. So I think you did just clock out.
You can call it what you want. I don't care. The fact of the matter is, number one, he caught it. Number two, like they still could have lost that game, but like everybody now knows they created a whole new rule because they fucked that one up. So I like, I do remember standing behind the couch and celebrating after he caught it, and I was like talking, and then they came back after. I was like, what are they even reviewing? Are they reviewing whether he got a touchdown or if he was short of the goal line? And then they came back and said it wasn't a catch. So natural reaction came out. Like it was problematic. It probably is not something that should ever be said in a retail space. But I'm a human being, and that was bullshit. So
so that's so much fun.
Here we are.
So much fun at AT&T, and then life just progressed.
We gotta talk a little bit more about AT&T though, because there's another thing I thought you were going to go with. So the space was set up to where there were several places where everybody.
I was going to go into this, but I don't know who's watching. I don't know who's watching and who's listening. So those who are listening aren't going to be able to get it.
That's fine. They're going to understand it. Yeah. So basically, like I'm painting this picture, right? So the store is set up. We've got all these like kind of cocktail tables is really what they are, with tall seats, where we would take the customers and we're sitting around in a circle with them, having a conversation, really trying to just sell them shit, but like having a conversation. And all throughout the store, there's like these little like nooks and crannies and like places you can stand to fuck with somebody. And as you know, Amber, I am a clown. So we had, there's this meme that we were sending around amongst the group of us. It's a step up meme. I'm not going to say the other word in there, but like there's a step up meme that's running around, and it's just this little kid with this like smirk on his face, and it's like, right? So he just looks like he's telling somebody to step up.
Judging.
So,
he's judging.
Pretty much. So
it's like a kid that doesn't know how to smile. That smiles with like his lips closed.
If someone wants to send me the meme, I'll pop it here for our viewers so they can figure that out.
Perfect. Yeah. So anyway, I would go while they would have customers. When it was their turn to have customers, I would go stand in spots where only they really could see me. And it would be just enough in their vision where they knew I was there, but not enough in their vision where they were already directly looking at me. And it would force them to make eye contact with me, and they just like lose where they are with the customer. Probably not the best business method, but again,
from what I'm hearing, it sounds like you were the problem.
If we're keeping track,
so
the
far,
funniest moments come from
like you're
AJ not working,
not doing
That's
your job.
Not from not working. Hold on, those are not from not working. Those are just in between customers. Because we all were doing it to each other. I just was the originator and constant. I did it all the time. If I didn't have a customer, what am I going to do? So they wanted us to stand at the door. And in the middle of summer, I'm not doing that. It's too hot. You got me in jeans up here. I'm not standing at the door all summer. Not doing that.
Can't do it. Can't support it.
Can't do it. But yeah, we had a lot of fun at AT&T. We had a lot of fun. And we had to, though, because it's long days, it's retail hours. We had to do something. Yeah. Just not watch. And then the reason the Cowboys game was on, by the way, is because we had a partnership with DirecTV. And so that was right when we
were demoing. We were working. We were demoing. We had to show
every time they asked
me, show the greatness of DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket. So we got to have them on. So we were just doing our jobs.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
All. Hard workers. Hard workers.
Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Before we jump into like your kind of what you're doing now with football and all the youth sports action, you mentioned at the top, you know, family of 6, going to be a blended family. Have you set a date yet?
Too many people. No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. So we're still working on that, and TBD. Maybe when I come back, we'll have one set. I don't know. Maybe I come back. Who knows? But yeah, no, not yet.
Okay.
We're still working on that.
So I guess, do you, without like giving away your whole life story, right? So you both have been previously married, both have 2 children from those previous, you know, marriages and families. And so do you guys want like a wedding, or is this just more of a like,
I appreciate you asking that question. No, I appreciate you asking that question, and not, do you guys want more kids? And so, because that's what we have been getting.
Oh,
and I'm like, did you
that's
guys
a yucky question.
Did you guys not hear that there are 6 of us? And
in this economy?
And let me be honest with you, I don't know if I want all 4 that I have now. So
I assumed that answer was already no, so I was not going to ask that. I was more so curious. No. Like, you both have done I'm assuming both have done the wedding thing. So like, do you still want to do the wedding thing, or is it more just like, we'll just like go sign the paper and make it legal and do that?
Maybe have a party.
We both want something. We both have gone through a couple different, like, you know, hard things in life and everything. Yeah. So I think we do want to be able to, one thing that this has showed us over the last, 3 or 4 years for both of us is how important community is, how important it is to have the right people there. I think about my first marriage, my wedding, and I don't remember who all was there. Like, it's not like you end up inviting people out of obligation, people you don't talk to, people who aren't there. But in our lives, like, we have both kind of been broken down and been put together, but by the help of our community. And so we want to be able to celebrate. And so now what that looks like, I don't know. But we both feel like we kind of, we deserve to be able to have the one we want, the wedding we want, the new life that we want, with celebrating with people that we want. So
it's kind of like a commemorative like way to reset and just say like, hey, now we're on the other side of everything. Let's move forward.
Yeah, really closing another chapter in there, right? Because even with like, I don't know whoever's listening probably could understand if you have a blended family, but there are challenges there. There are things that and so to be able to get to that point and say like, okay, cool, hey, we're here. We're closing this chapter. We're turning the page, and we're going to continue to move forward together as a family. So we definitely want one. What that looks like, how it looks. I want a destination wedding. Look, let's just go. Let's just vacation together. Let's all just pull up. We're in. And let's head down and let's kick it. And that would be fantastic. Or we just just a bomb party.
Way, though, to like weed people out too. Like that, and I made the face when you said that, because I don't understand, and this is not just our wedding, but like weddings in general. I don't understand why there's like this thing of like every Tom, Dick, and Harry I've ever spoke to in my life deserves an invite. And it's usually not originating from like the bride and groom. It's like all of those outside voices, right? Of like, who should we invite? And then the list is like 400 people. And you're like, I'm not Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. I don't know that many people. I don't want to pay for that many people. I don't understand why that's a thing.
Yeah. I think the first time you do it, it's so special. It's so like you feel almost that obligation. You want to celebrate with everybody. I think it comes from a good place.
There is, but it's also like, have I talked to them in the last decade? If no,
but you don't want anyone's feelings hurt. You don't want anybody's feelings hurt. You don't want anybody to feel left out. You don't want anybody like that.
Will.
Worried about other people's feelings? Not me.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, Will, come on. Do you
not know me at all? No, I'm talking about me.
You know Amber.
Oh, yeah.
Your feelings? Bye.
You and I had the same thought process of that, and she was like, nah, fuck all that.
Yeah. And hey, that's why I mess with Amber. That's why I mess with Amber.
Yeah.
Because when she does care, it's not fake. That's what I appreciate.
Thanks.
Doing what I can.
So anyway, that's what I want.
So yeah, so you.
That's the hard part. Is like, you're right. It does weed people out, but the people that like the invite list is short. I mean, it's I put together a list of like 50 people. I'm like, these are like,
yeah,
this is it. Like, these are people that I talk to regularly. These are the people that have checked in. These are the people who have been there when my dad was in the hospital. These are people that like I plan on, no matter what, like, post this, still being in contact with these people. Yeah, obviously just a lot of that you can't control, but like, for the most part, it's like, man, if y'all are still here after my life blew up, then you're here for the long haul. And these are people that I want to keep close. So
totally. I love that. So you have like a day job, but you primarily spend a lot of your time, it pays the bills, right? You spend a lot of your time coaching a lot of football. So if I'm correct, you coach 4 flag football teams. You are a coach on staff at Kickapoo High School.
Yep.
And you have started Queen City training.
Yeah.
So before you just have him just jump right in, the one thing that I know, and then Amber, you know now, but like your coaching journey is molded and kind of, I guess, built upon what your dad's done, right? And so I want you to be able to speak to, his inspiration to how you've got into what you do with coaching and with player development and all of that. But I also want you to speak to the truths of coaching youth sports, because for me, I'm literally just starting coaching for youth sport. I mean, it's t-ball, but like it's not. I'm not at that level of getting into the crazy parents and all that kind of stuff because it's just t-ball. And so I really want to hear from your perspective, like pros and cons of coaching youth sports, how teams are constructed, and then obviously kind of intertwined in all of that, how your dad has played a role in that.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, for those listening, my dad raised me. He's was a coach in everything that I did, so basketball, football, just one of those like always there type of parents. And so the relationship between my dad and me is it is coach. It is very much like how we interacted with each other, how we spoke to each other. Just it's coach. We even knew like as soon as we crossed that field and we got into that environment, it was no longer dad. Like it was, I called him coach just like everybody else. He coached me harder than everybody else. So like that was just the example. And so here I am. Fast forward, I have a 9-year-old who
How is that possible? I'm sorry.
It's nuts.
9?
It's nuts. And his face is changing now. He's looking like a grown little man. I'm like, this is nuts right now.
No.
But it is it's awesome because I remember I let someone else coach him his first year playing tackle football, and I hated it. And I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, not necessarily like the ego thing of like I could do this better, but it was just the idea of like, man, like I should 100% be the one coaching him. So the next season I coached for the first time, and it was great. It was so much fun. The relationship between me and my son just grew. We just got closer. Just had this thing that we were bonding over. And from then on, I was like, okay, I'm going to be coaching. So fast forward now. So I coached a couple teams then, a couple tackle football teams, just kind of helped out there. My father had an accident in January of 2025. Yeah, so 2025. He was a coach in the area, coached wrestling, coached football, just a long-term coach in the community. And after we kind of got through that, it was very clear that he'll never be coaching again. And so I just kind of felt this, I'm going to call it a burden, but that's kind of like almost like a negative word, but like,
a calling?
Something inside me, a calling, something inside me was just like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Like, carry the mantle. Like, here's the baton. Like, I didn't think that this is how I was going to receive it, but like, this is what it is. And from then on, it was just like, all I could think about was just coaching. I was already coaching at the high school here, Kickapoo High School. I was coaching. I still am. I'm a position coach there. But it was like, hey, let's lock in. Let's take this seriously. Let's really see what we can do here. And so, that is when, and all of this is centered around my son. I want my son to have the best. I want him to like, I'm the parent that's involved at every school event. I am everywhere for my son. But I also know like what he needs. Like, and so I want to make sure I create the environment for him to thrive in. And so this year, through word of mouth, I had a lot of kids and parents were like, hey, I want to play on Coach Maxwell's team. And I'm like, sure. They all go to the same school, so I couldn't say no. So it started off with one third grade team. And then I had too many in that one, so I had to split into two. Well, then they all had younger siblings. So it was like first and second graders. And so I was like, okay, so now I have a K1, a second grade, and two third grade teams. And I would have had a fourth grade team too, but I had a limit. I was like, I can't do this. And so yeah, that sparked all of this. And then crazy, I had parents that were like, hey, like, do you do any training? You're great with kids. I will literally pay you to do this. And I'm like, okay. And I put it out there. I put it out there, and 15 kids showed up for training for the first session, and we just launched a second session, and where we have 27, I think is what I saw last night. And so it's just, it's for me, it's bigger than sports. For me, I think sports is the greatest metaphor of life. The life lessons that I've learned, the things that I've had to go through are things that come from coaches who've invested in me. And so if I get to play a small role in their journey and becoming young men and women, then that's awesome. Like, I think that's worth it. And I get to do it with my son. And so he gets to be front row. He gets to see this. And then hopefully one day he'll have kids and he'll be like, yeah, I'm going to coach them. and it keeps on going that way. So long story for a short question, but
no. No, I think, you're dead on though too, right? Like, you want your son to have the best experience. And I think not a lot of kids get that necessarily from parents. They want to sign them up for all the things, but don't want to actually take the next step and be involved, right? Like, they want them in all the activities, but don't want to put in any effort and energy. And I think, to your point, right? Like, you have a lot of positive coaches in your life. I think there's also equally a number of kids who have really shitty coaches. So like, the fact that you're like, you know what? Nope. I want to make sure I'm putting a positive experience out there, not only for my kid, but for any other kid that like I come in contact, even if it's the other team. Like, I want to put out, the best experience possible. Cause at the end of the day, they're kids, right? Like, you shouldn't, they shouldn't be walking away from a sport, at the age of, 10, 12, 13 years old because they have shitty coaching and because it's too serious and because, and all of those things.
Yeah, sure. And I would say too, though, like, there are some parents that can't, right? Like, they can't be invested in, and so that's where I think a coach like Will, and I can think of, like, my dad coached us growing up until we got to high school and stuff. So like, I think having that coach as a secondary figure, whether you've got parents that are involved or not, helps kids again grow, right? Like, as a human being, because at the end of the day, one of the things, and him, Coach Thompson, Kurt Thompson from Kickapoo, always used to say to us is that he would always say it in a weird way, but it was always like, it's bigger than football. And I think the more you can get kids early and teach them that, like, hey, what we're learning here applies to how you react to various things in your life. And to Will's point about the things that he's gone through, like, we've all been through things, and I've always turned back to, like, things that I was learning, whether it was from my dad coaching me or from the good coaches that I did have growing up, and even the bad coaches, because you learn things from them, even though they suck, right? Like, you learn exactly what not to do, right? And how not to react to things. And so I do think that it is so important to have the right people around your children in the youth sports environment, because what we've seen a lot these days, at least with the social media age, is, the flashy gear, my kid's the best in the world.
Everyone's the second coming of
Reggie Bush. And it's so annoying, because it's like, you're like, statistically speaking, it's the 1% of the 1% that make it to the pros. Like, it is, and it's even gotten harder now when you look at the landscape now. I was talking to another high school coach who gets college kids to that next level, or high school kids to that next level, and it's so hard. And so if you're a parent and you're like, hey, my kid is going to, you're putting all this pressure, then you are going to miss out on, because your kid, statistically speaking, your kid may not be the one who makes it. Your kid will probably go be successful in other avenues if you do this youth sports stuff right.
Yeah, and that's what my point is like, again, you and I both played the sport, and just Amber, you played sports too. Like we all have been around kids that they are gifted. Don't get me wrong. Like there are kids out there that are really gifted, but there's also, because of the size of the sports in our country, there's also a million other kids that are just as talented, if not more. And then there's other varying factors that play into that. And so I think, the value of having a program like what Will is running here is so important to know, like, hey, number one, this is a come one, come all, right? Like they're 9 and 10-year-olds. We don't need to be pigeonholing them into being, the greatest football player. Like if they decide in high school, like, oh shit, I'm really actually not that interested in it. Now you've put all this pressure on them, and now they're going to feel like they can't deliver or whatever it may be. Right. So like, I do think like allowing your kids to have the freedom to, one, be a kid, two, Will's recording will continue on a new track. Oh no, what happened to him? He's in space. Now he's not even recording. I just think that it's, and we can move on after this. I just think that it's very important to have the right people around kids. We talked about this a few weeks ago, Amber, with like the basketball.
Sorry, I'm dying at this background. I have no idea. You're like in a studio now. That's so funny.
It won't let me change it. I'm just in this like there's like can't change while being recorded.
I got bad news.
That's
shutting down
so
the studio.
funny.
Give it to me, baby.
You do look like
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll live it.
Either way, it's great.
There's a and we can stay on the topic and move on, but there's a stat, I think, and I might butcher it, and y'all can fact check it, or don't fact check it, just take my word for it. But I think it's like 1 in 4 kids grow up without a father in the home. Mm-hmm. And so to not have a positive male role model, like I'm fortunate enough, and it kind of sucks, but like to be able to be that positive male role model in some of these kids' lives, that I see the mom is busting her tail to get from job to job and only to get, and this is like one of the passion points I have, is that there are talented kids who can't afford what's being pitched out there nowadays. Come to the speed camp where, for $750 and we do this. And I'm like, there's no, that's, there's kids out there that I know who are great, but like their mom's got 3 kids, can't take it. Like that's not a thing. And so if I can provide that, and one of the things that I do is I bring the high school kids or college kids that I know to come and hang out with the kids, because it's exposure. It shows them what's possible. It builds their confidence up. And so, it's fun. It's rewarding. Parents drive me crazy sometimes, but they're great. I've been fortunate to have some great parents. But yeah, it's also tough too, because I am a competitor. And so we didn't win the championship this year in flag football. And man, when I tell you, I stayed up to like midnight thinking about that. And I'm like, oh my, and the team that we lost to went and played this team. Like, it's just a long story short. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We lost, it hurt. And I was just like, and you hate it for yourself. You're like, man, I feel like I let the kids down. But then you're like, it's okay. We're going to move on, So it's fun. It's super rewarding, and I'll probably keep doing it forever. It's
character building to have that kind of government.
It is, but I don't need it. I don't need the character building. I don't need it.
I don't know.
I built my character. My character is established.
I've taken enough L's. I'm good.
The way you accept L's on a basketball court leads me to believe you still need that character build.
I'm doing this. I am letting this fly because this is your podcast here. But the fact of the matter is that I am actually significantly better than you. The people who don't know us, who don't know this, they have no idea what's true. So I'm just going to keep it there. So.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is how World War III got started.
It's not World War III. We don't. I'm literally. I don't even have the energy to deal with nonsense of that level. That's crazy.
I had a filthy game winner this last weekend. It was pretty nice. I went 0 for 20 prior, but like I hit that game winner.
There's the stat line we all know and
that's
love.
my point.
And I celebrate like it was a championship. So.
back to your point about like being competitive, I think that is something that is really for AJ and I especially too. Like I think as we get more into like as Quentin gets older, right? He's just now 4, so it's still pretty tame. But it's really hard as somebody who is competitive, who played, you know, at a very high level and all of these things, to just like not feel the way I feel about
You should have
sports.
seen her at his first soccer game. Well,
I
it was
shit
insane.
you not.
It was run, get the ball.
I about packed up my chair and left. I was so
it's like he's 3.
irritated. Well, here's the thing. It wasn't. I knew what it was, right? Like it wasn't even games, right? They're 3 years old. It's just exposure to the sport and learning and all of that stuff. But what pissed me off is his inability to listen. Because he's the greatest kid, and he's so smart, and he listens so freaking well at school. Like we get a happy gram once or twice a week on how much he's listening and helping and doing all this stuff. And we get to soccer and they're like telling him to like stand in a line or do this or run or do these activities, and all he wanted to do was like, I just want to sit with you guys. And I'm like, get your ass out there. We paid for 6 weeks of soccer. You are playing 6 weeks of soccer.
My favorite
if you don't
want
to play ever again, fine, but you're playing now. Go.
My favorite part of this is that he didn't like soccer, if I'm being completely honest. Like, no disrespect to people that play soccer, football, whatever you want to call it.
Again
Shit.
At some point, but
I can't
he
help
did not like it last fall.
I can't help him with that one. That's the one sport that I'm going to be like, you know what? You might want to listen to Coach. I'm not.
Look, you'd be surprised how much you can learn. You can learn a sport.
Yeah,
you can learn it.
Listen, I play FIFA. It's not like I don't like the sport. I just don't. Like,
it's not my favorite either. I played travel for a few years too. I obviously went a different direction with softball, but like I mean, again, if he doesn't, I would be fine if he ends up not loving it. But I think developmentally, it's a great thing for him to do.
It is. Just like so for clarity,
skills.
From this point of view, like a viewer, somebody watching the soccer games, it is the most shitty environment for parents, siblings, whatever, to watch games because they play in everything. Snow. And so I grew up, my brother played, and I grew up and had to go to these. It could be 85 degrees outside, but you get to the soccer field that's like 45 and windy. It doesn't make any sense. So it's really that I'm like, okay, if he doesn't want to play soccer ever again, I'm okay with it. But I best believe if he does get into soccer, I'm going to have one of those like fancy chair tents.
You're going to be in the pop-up tent with your little portable heater.
You have to.
100%.
I feel that everything that you just said, I feel, but with baseball. Baseball doesn't end.
I love
baseball doesn't end. There is no, there's travel ball, there's school ball, there's club ball.
They're trying to turn football into that now.
My gosh.
They're trying to turn football into that now.
Yeah.
Which is insane. I mean, I love the sport.
Better of a sport.
I love the sport, but like, bro, like you're burning kids out. That's the whole point, right? Like
football is way better of a sport. Well, that speaks to more of the is it a pandemic? I don't know what word I want to look that we use there, but it's more of the problem and it's
the youth sports epidemic.
We can absolutely move on. The youth sports epidemic is that people are in this for the money. There are a lot of coaches in my city that are charging kids like weekly rates to play on their team, and I'm like all this money you're putting into your kid to make them I'm like, it's so gross because no one cares about. There's one team I'm thinking of specifically that wanted Carter on their team. I can't remember what it is, but I do. I'm just not gonna say it. But they were like, hey, we're gonna charge it's $100 a week for him to play on this team, and I'm like,
a week
on top of like whatever your registration is, right? Like
yes. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah, and I'm like respectfully, like my kid sucks. Like he's not like not $100 a week good to play on any kind of tournament competition team. His sport is football for sure. Like that is where he's going to thrive.
This is for a baseball team?
This is for a basketball team.
A basketball team.
Okay. It's for a basketball team. We're just not there. And so and they,
I literally heard one of
his mom. I literally heard one of the coaches say, you can leave that in there because I would say that in front of her too. One of the coaches is like, hey, we don't develop, you do that outside and then you come here to compete. And I'm like,
so it's $100 a week and you're doing nothing?
Like the practices aren't doing anything. You go through and it's just really like you're scrimmaging, and then you go play tournament, and then you go travel to all these camps. So on top of the $100, you then got to go pay for hotels, and you still got to travel. And you still got to go to all these places.
That's what doesn't make any sense to me. So like I played travel softball all the way up until college, right? And so my dad, it was an organization. They had sponsors that helped cover like team entry fees into tournaments and all of those things. But yes, like parents were ultimately responsible for travel. The coaches were not paid though, like at all. It was a volunteer thing. My dad started coaching at 10U. He wasn't planning on it, but they ended up not having a 10U coach. So he did it. And then he ended up being our coach the entire time. But he, as far as I know, never took a paycheck. The whole board of directors was out like getting sponsors and things to help, again, cover the cost of the organization itself. I think it was probably $1,000 for us to be on the team once you made it. And that covered, again, tournament entry fees and those sorts of things. But it's like, it's weird to me that like these coaches, especially if they're parents, are like expecting a salary or payment for like, that's not
people
the
are
point.
quitting their jobs. They're quitting their jobs to do this stuff. And I'm like,
and I don't get the part that I don't understand, like just in my mind, right? Like you're talking about a basketball team. There is not enough equipment in the world that would require that to be $100.
No.
There's not enough equipment.
But you're not paying for equipment. You're paying for the coach's time, apparently, who's not doing jack shit.
If you're not doing player development, you're not using a gun in the gym, like the basketball gun. If you're, or like a Vertimax or anything like that, or any, like you're literally, are you charging for the gym space that you're getting? Like, I don't understand. That can't be $100 a week per kid. There's no way. You're not using an NBA gym. So that's insane to me. Again, we can stay on this subject forever and bitch and moan about how youth sports is now. And honestly, it started this way in our generation. Like it wasn't here at all. It wasn't anywhere near where it is now, but like the whole culture of AAU started to shift kind of as we were in high school and stuff. It started going from like everybody at every age group went to a certain location to play it in the big AAU tournament. We had like qualifiers and all that. Now there's fucking showcases. There's Under Armour showcases. There's Adidas showcases. There's Nike showcases. There's Nickelodeon showcases. Like there's all kinds of stuff that these kids are being invited to, which is just costing parents headaches and money. And it's like, at some point we're losing the plot. The plot is to get kids better and develop them as people. And so that's why I wanted to get you on here, Will, because I want people to understand, whoever's listening, all 12 of them, like when your kids are going through youth sports, this is the type of program your kids should be involved in, because you're developing them as people more than just relying on their athletic ability. And all of that stuff translates into them being better humans, because when inevitably the sport doesn't work out for 98% of these kids, they're going to have to be productive members of society, and you need to be able to teach them those lessons to be that.
Well, and I want to, before we wrap, as a parent of a kid, of being a coach's kid, and I don't know if it's just a girls thing or if you guys ever experienced this, but again, like I said, my dad coached me all the way up until I quit playing, so at 18. The coach's kid should not be on the receiving end of shitty attitudes and parents being mad that kids aren't playing and all of this stuff. I unfortunately was on the receiving end of a lot of that, and we all played really well on the field together, but I was left out when we were at tournaments and different things because I was coach's kid, and coach was making decisions to put the best team on the field, to make us successful, to do all these things. If you want to be pissed at coach, cool. You can be pissed at coach, but don't take it out on coach's kid, because again, as somebody who experienced that for a vast majority of my time playing softball, it sucks. And it's like, I've done nothing wrong to these people. You're just pissed your kid didn't play. So now you're telling your daughter that I can't be involved in whatever team dinner you're doing or what we're doing at the hotel or this, that, and the other. So just my soapbox to say, don't do that.
Could it also be...
if you have never been a coach's kid. Now, I'm not saying that everybody's like this, but from my experience, the coaches that I had, that I coach with that have kids, that is actually a harder role to play.
It is.
That is
100%.
actually the standard is higher. My
Standard
son,
is higher.
nobody
There's no
would ever.
favoritism.
There's
Nothing.
no favoritism. My son has been pulled from games left and right because I'm like, hey, I know for a fact you know better. When he gets in trouble at school, which is very rare, but I'm like, hey, not only do you have a punishment with the team, but you have something to do when you get home because like, you are expected to be a leader. You are a reflection of me. You are what I have taught and what I teach all of these people. And so those like, yeah, if you have something to say to a coach, obviously they leave kids alone in that. That's not right. Kids should not be involved in adult matters like that. But at the same time, when nobody wanted to be me. I promise you.
No.
Nobody wanted to be me
No chance.
on any team that I did that was my dad. Because not only do I get it at practice, not only do I run, I still have to drive home. I still have to go live with. I still have to get coached after. I gotta get pre-coached. I gotta get coached. Then I gotta go get post-coached, and then I gotta go sleep, and then I gotta wake up and get coached again. Like there is
and you're on the receiving end too,
that is there,
and you're on the receiving end too of like the debrief, right? Like especially like after a tournament or a game or whatever, and if things go well, it's great, but if not. The whole ride home, it's, well, who did this and what do we need to change and how do we fix it and blah, 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 blah. So it's like you hear that whole thought process as well, which is like, and again, we're kids. Like we have opinions too, but it's like you hear that the entire drive home as well. And then it's like, and if it's me, then it's worse if I was the problem. Because it's like now I'm getting the debrief and I'm getting my ass handed to me at the same time.
I would say two things on this. First, as a coach's kid, like that, I was going to say the same thing, Amber. That drive home, especially like, so I remember after baseball games, I would ride home with my dad, and like if I was fucking up, it sucked. Like it sucked. Like it was weird whenever like we were like they were frustrated by other things going on. But I will say two things. Like, and Will, this is something to speak to, like how your dad inspired you as a coach. It's like number one, like our youth sports growing up as a team, we were always an equal opportunity. So it never appeared to be favoritism in any way. So like, for example, our basketball team, like 1-5 would start, then the next game, the next 5 would start. Like, because we're trying to develop kids and give them their interest and see if they're even interested in playing. Like you're not at a point where like at that point in life, you're not at a point with kids where they're like, okay, we need to know who the actual starters are until you get to that competitive level that you're talking about, Amber. And so like I did always have that, right? But then the other side of that too is as a coach's kid, like, and that's what I've been trying to tell Quentin is like, I always remember my dad, like on the drive there, the pre-talk wasn't about like, hey, I want you to play well. It was like, you need to be a leader. Like I tell Quentin, like, I need you to be my biggest listener out there because they're 4-year-olds. That's all like at this point, at this stage, that's all I care about is them listening. And so, but then I also noticed like in practice now with him, like he'll start doing what 4-year-olds do, getting distracted and playing off other kids. And I'll like nip it in the bud with him, but like I'm a lot more lenient with the other kids on that. But again, to your point, like you are coached the hardest as a coach's kid. And the crazy idea of favoritism is insane to me. There are several coaches that I've seen. Yeah, I have, but like I feel like it's more rare for the coach's kid to be the favorite versus the experiences that we've had. Like I think I see what we've done more often in the coach's kid than I have the other side.
Let's just talk some like vacation stuff because we have done a couple of vacations with you and your family. We've not.
Where are we going next?
I don't know.
Where are we going next?
Figure that out.
Gotta figure it out, man.
I don't know. I've got 2 friends now that have been in Hawaii for like the last 4 weeks total, and I'm staying away too. Trevor, Cruz's buddy from Cincinnati.
Okay.
He is my friend, but like Trevor and his wife were there for 2 weeks, and then Cruz and them literally got there, I think Monday this week. So I don't know. Hawaii sounds amazing.
The way my bank account is set up, I'm not doing Hawaii. I'm doing
the way our bank account is set up.
Allegiant,
we have 2 children in daycare. Well, we're not going to Hawaii right now.
All right, well let's put together a good parlay and we'll figure out how we get to Hawaii.
yeah, for sure.
But let's talk about. So we've done 2 trips with you. We did. Yeah. I'm trying to think which came first. Did Disney come first?
Yeah.
Disneyland
in Arizona.
Yes. Did Disney come first?
I think it was.
Or was Arizona first?
Arizona was first because you and Candace were pregnant.
Oh, it was the same year.
Yeah.
It was the same year. So so
January was Arizona.
January was supposed to be
a cruise.
A cruise, couples.
It was supposed to be a
trip.
cruise.
And our two dumbasses got COVID.
Yep.
For the first time. Was that the first time? Second time?
I don't know.
Second time. We had gotten it like at Thanksgiving or right around then because I got it while I was pregnant. And then I think
and then all the ports started shutting down.
Correct.
And then all the ports started shutting down.
Was
so
like,
it's like,
so
okay,
it would have been January of 22. So it was like that weird in between our time of like the severity of COVID was kind of gone and like the panic but things still weren't 100% like back to normal. And so we had to pull the plug on the cruise and we went to Arizona for a few days. Which was a lot of fun.
Which was super fun.
Yeah.
Which was super fun because we got to hike a mountain. And here's the thing about
well,
here's the thing. If you're going on vacation with Amber, make sure you get the details on the front end because I've never hiked a mountain. And I thought that, hey, we're going to go straight up and then we're going straight back down. So we make it up the mountain. And I'm like, that wasn't bad. Not bad at all. Okay, let's go ahead and head down. The walk down I'm pretty positive it took twice as long.
It feels like
it did
for sure. And
to go.
It may have, but it was also like a nice gradual decline versus straight down.
And I'm sitting here, I'm like, there are two pregnant people here. Honestly, I probably would have been fine. I don't know. Whatever. But it was, oh my gosh, that was
the worst part of that is like and this is not an Amber thing because Amber and I did this when we were in Colorado for our anniversary. Is we chose the harder route up, which is the straight up route. Like that's the harder route. You want to get the hard part out of the way. And on a map of the mountain, the way down looks short and easy. But it felt like we were just going in circles around this mountain.
It was snaking. It was like down, then you kind of came in, then you went out.
It was it was like I feel like there's no, at least the few mountains that we've hiked, like I don't feel like there is this just like, oh, you come up this side and you come down the other. Like there is some way or another going to be some fuckery. Like I just so your point. Well,
to be fair, it was my choice. It was my birthday, like literally the day of my birthday.
It was
my choice to go.
It was the two of you. It was y'all two.
And hike a mountain.
We're like we're with whatever y'all want to do, and that's what y'all chose to do. And then y'all were salty about it.
I will say that
y'all were hot, y'all were mad, y'all were
no.
It was a lot.
No. And I'm not gonna flame up other people on here. I wasn't mad.
You were irritated by the pace.
I was irritated by the anger in other people and the speed at which it was taking to descend the mountain. That is why I was
taking a while. It was taking a while to descend. It was taking a good while. But then Disney was dope. Disney was dope.
Disney was fun.
Hold on, before we did that one. Hold on, before we get out of Arizona, I just want people to know one thing. I drove our asses at the ass crack of dawn.
Oh yeah, to the Grand Canyon.
All the way to the Grand Canyon, through Sedona, and we ended up having to go like the back way through Sedona afterwards. That was scary. Up through the mountains, like in the snow and stuff, and then drove us back. If you ever go to Arizona, I'm just telling people that are watching this, do not say, hey, we're in Phoenix, we should take a day trip to the Grand Canyon. It was cool. Don't get me wrong. It was dope to see when we were there, but man, as the driver, that shit was exhausting.
And it's like 3 hours there and 3 hours back. So I mean, it's definitely it might be worth exhausting. Maybe getting a hotel in Sedona and just
that's what I was getting at. Don't do a day trip. Like get a stay and play or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was cool. Like I said.
But Will, aren't I great to travel with?
You are great to travel with. I think you're great to travel with. I think the type A in you really helps keeps things. It's something that I have learned to appreciate. It's something that I have learned. And honestly, it's ruined me to travel with other people who aren't this way. Because I'm like, hey, like, what's the plan? What are we... Now, I can turn it off. Like, we got a trip coming up. Me and Holly have a trip coming up in about a month. We're going to the Dominican. And that one I will completely turn off. I have no schedule. I am going to, like, this is how a celebrity lives. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to see the beach. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. Like, this is how LeBron James feels like.
On trips like that, that's how Amber is. She does.
There's two different. Very type A. I love me in an itinerary. I want a reservation. I want to know when I have to be somewhere, when I have to leave. Especially if you're going somewhere like we did in Arizona, right? We knew where there were big ticket things we wanted to do. How are we fitting those in? There are certain restaurants we want to hit. How are we fitting those in? I don't want to sit there and be like, oh, it's 5:00. Should we get dinner? What are we doing? And then you play the game of, I don't know, what sounds good. It's
but
like,
the itinerary for Disney, see, I'm not all the way there yet, where you're like, hey, we have to be I-10 by 10. We got to be boom, boom, boom. We're going to hit this one. We're going to hit this one. I'm like, yeah, no, I can't do that. I'm too lazy for that. But I do make reservations when I go places now. I do call and be like, hey, let me see if there's a reservation. Can we let people know we are on the way? And so
yeah, I'm definitely when we go like all inclusive route, much more relaxed. Because again, there's not a lot that has to be done unless there are a couple restaurants on site that require a reservation, or if we know we want to do like an excursion.
We usually do that when we get there.
That's what I mean.
Hey,
but
it's like,
unless something has to be booked in advance, it's like, okay, let's get there. And then it's like, okay, if we know there's reservations, cool, let's book those. If we're doing an excursion, great, let's get those scheduled. But then otherwise, it's willy-nilly. But like Disney and doing some other vacations,
some of that stuff that you have to
I do not play.
You have to be.
You have to be. Because okay, so Amber, like, to give you perspective, like Will and I have traveled without you, right? Like we went to Houston.
Yeah, that sounds like my absolute nightmare for the record.
That shit was chaos. All Will wanted to do was go to the fucking Space Center, and we couldn't do it because nobody else would go with us. And it was like...
That's all I wanted.
It was like, everybody was like, well, we'll just figure it out and see if we can fit. I'm like, bro, that's not something you just figure out and fit in. Like, there's... No.
Still haven't been.
Still haven't been.
Still haven't been there.
But yeah, no. I'm like, all right. So this is why we have Amber on trips. But like...
It's so funny though, because I love that it's rubbed off on you, like not as extreme, but to a degree, because you got lumped in to help with Cruz's bachelor party earlier this year, and you're like, so-and-so's not really getting things planned or scheduled, and Cruz really, like, there's certain things we want to do, so like I need to, like, I'm gonna just kind of step in and take over. And I just sat there and was like, my work here is almost done. This man is getting reservations. He's booking things, getting things, taking the lead. I'm like, hallelujah. It is.
I even did it during the wedding too. Like I all the stuff we were doing while we were there. So I mean, I enjoy.
It's nice to have a plan. Then you're not stressed out about it. You're like, cool. I know.
Yeah, but like there's also a time and a place for a plan. We got to make sure there's a balance there.
Always a plan.
Not every day has to be planned. Now, if you're at Disney, great. I'm okay with every day being planned. That's fine. But
Disney was great. It was Carter's 5th birthday, which is why I was so flabbergasted that he's 9 and how we've made it that far.
That's a big word for Elmo.
It's wild. It's wild. He's it's crazy to have him and then have a 4-year-old. It just doesn't. Both of them are 5. Just
it's not almost 5 now, but like she's almost to that same like milestone
where Carter was.
That we're talking about right now.
I know, but Disney was fun.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Disney because there's a couple things that we definitely need to hit on about Disney. But go ahead.
What about Disney?
I broke my fucking arm before we went there. My hand.
Your hand.
Before we went there.
That was fun.
So
I was also 5 months pregnant, so that was fun.
So it's the same thing. Basically.
Correct.
Basically,
same thing.
Just for our listeners and viewers' perspective, I had like a 2-finger splint that ran down my wrist that had to be wrapped. So it was like a little moldy thing that had to go around where my hand was actually broken.
It was a soft cast. It wasn't a hard cast.
I broke my 5th metacarpal, coincidentally hooping with somebody as trash as Will. And on
Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's Day, by the way.
This is a story for another day. That
shows you how much we
now.
care about that holiday, by the way, in our household. But anyway, so I had this cast on and it had to be worn, and like if it got wet, it had to be dried. So there was a lot of nonsense going on around that. But I think 2 of the things, number one, Will got to see firsthand truly how like a planned out Amber vacation really was at that moment. And like we were able to get Carter's stuff hung up like for his birthday surprise the next morning and all of that.
Yeah.
But then the other thing is I knew Will was a real one when we were at Disney and nobody else wanted to go on Tiana's. Well, it was Splash Mountain still
Splash Mountain.
But it's Tiana's Bayou now.
Bayou Adventure, yeah.
Nobody else wanted to go, but he thugged it out and went with me because I love water rides. I will get on them. I don't give a shit. It did get hella cold right after we got off that ride.
Cold.
But man, I was like, that's my dog. That's my dog right there.
Cold.
It got
a lot got
so
solidified.
cold.
A lot got solidified on that. So wait. Was Disney before Arizona?
Nope. Arizona was in January. Disney was March.
Okay, that's right. Okay. A lot of things got solidified on that trip. But I will say, and it speaks to the authenticity of Amber and AJ, but Amber, like, to go all out for Carter to do that. That is something that I was like, no matter what, Amber's good in my book. No matter what. Anybody that shows up for the kids.
I brought decorations. We got in hella late too. Like, for the record, we flew into LA at like
10:30.
It was midnight. And so I think by the time
it was midnight.
Airbnb, it was like 1. I don't think we went to bed till 2, and so we were trying to get the
West
the kids.
Coast time. West Coast time.
Yeah,
so we're all Midwest.
Real late Central time.
Yeah, and we had to be up the next day to go to Disney. So,
but we're up late hanging balloons and blowing stuff up and all of that. I made matching shirts for everybody, so that had Carter had his own color, and then we had supporting cast, like outfits and everything. But hell yeah, you're going to Disney. We're going all in.
Well, and it was the theme of it though is like, I mean, at the time it was like Spider-Man, right? And like Spider-Man was pretty new to Disney. Like the Marvel area was pretty new to Disney at that time, and so like my highlight was watching Carter get to interact with Spider-Man when he did come out and do the character experience.
Yeah.
Like, just that made the entire trip. I mean, it was worth it to begin with, like, because like who doesn't have fun at Disney? But that moment alone, just like watching his face light up, and we finally got to experience that when we took Quentin to Disney World, like seeing his face light up with various characters. That made that trip entirely worth it. And so,
do you want to know what I learned?
Super dope.
I learned that the space we had in Arizona, the physical space, our compound that we had at Arizona, is what we needed at Disney. We needed more space at Disney. We were in the tiniest Airbnb.
We were. It was
so
crazy.
For context, in Arizona, it was 2 couples.
That's it.
At this beautiful home outside Phoenix that had 6 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms.
Easily 3,500 square feet.
Easily single story, but we were on opposite ends of the house.
Yeah.
That we could have gone the whole week if we weren't actually hanging out together. We probably wouldn't have seen each other. Like, it was the biggest space. Fast forward to Disney, just because, we're trying to keep budgets in mind and be conscious and all of that stuff. We end up in this house, which unbeknownst to me, we're in the top level of a house.
The guy
Somebody has split the house. So it's a 2-story house. Somebody has split it into 2 Airbnbs. Mm-hmm. So it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath upstairs of a home that we are in. So it's the 2 of us. There's another family of 4. And then there were 4 of you guys, right? Because your sister was there. So there's 10
right. My sister was there.
in probably 1,100 square feet.
Yeah, that kitchen space was about 2. I could probably, my wingspan could touch wall to wall.
It was the smallest thing. So that's what I learned, is that let's be more mindful of space and give ourselves more of it. And then it should be more fun. Because we were on top of each other.
Yeah, it was rough. It literally, like, when we walked in that Airbnb, I was like, surely we have the downstairs.
And it was like the tiniest tight wine staircase to get upstairs, trying to carry luggage up. It was
water and all that stuff.
Ridiculous.
Like, the bad thing is when you looked at the pictures online, it did not look anywhere near that small.
No.
Not at all.
It's like they shoved 3 bedrooms into a space. That's literally what it was.
Yeah. It was.
Well, I think it's because a place like that exists because it's like, hey, you're going to Disney, you're not going to be here. You're not going to spend any time in this place other than to sleep.
You to have 3 full-size families in it.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
It would have been good for like one family or maybe 1.5 families.
Yeah, it would have been good for a like you said, Amber, like a family trip. Like you're
honestly,
like,
it'd be perfect for like your family now.
Honestly, yes.
Because, like with 6 of you, like you guys, the boys could be in a room, the girls in a room. You guys have the master. Everyone's got their own space, but
there's 6 of us.
There's 6 of you. 6 of you.
I can't believe it.
Okay, but seriously though, where are we thinking about next? Like what would be your top 3 destinations of choice that Allegiant flies to?
Okay, so Holly's gonna pick a beach no matter what. I'm over a beach. I'm over it. I do like it. Don't get me wrong. But I'm over it. I feel like every time we go somewhere, it's a beach. I do love Colorado. I've been once, and I'm like, I need to explore this now. I call it white boying. I went white boying, which is just hiking, and it was one of the most beautiful experiences. You feel big but small at the same time, Paul.
So peaceful.
And so it was super peaceful. And so it was, so I want to do something out that way. I want a new experience. I don't want a beach. I've done beach. I've done the, whatever. I want something new. So whatever that is, we can figure it out. We can figure it out. I'm literally down to go whenever though. So that's the thing. You want to go next week? You can go next week.
This is my dream vacation, whether it's with other people or I will go alone. Like, don't really care, but I want to go to Vermont. No, you can come, but I will also go alone. I want to go to Vermont in the fall is where I want to go.
Okay.
Northeast Vermont. In the fall. Specifically, I want to stay at the Von Trapp family house. So from Sound of Music, when they moved and left and fled Austria, I don't know if the family still owns it now, but they used the house that they moved into when they moved to America is there. It is a beautiful, like, bed and breakfast, like, gorgeous place.
I'm not hip to nothing Sound of Music other than the doe, a deer.
A female
that
deer.
I know.
Good.
That I'm not hip
That's
to
really all
nothing
you
else
need to
Sound of
know.
Music.
But
I didn't even know they left
property
Austria.
is beautiful. It's
I didn't
gorgeous.
either. She started making this big stink about this place.
You've seen it. It's beautiful.
I want to go to Banff. Is it Banff?
Ooh,
Banff?
yes.
I want to go up there. Canada, like northeast. That
I do want to go to Canada.
Where I want to go.
I told Amber this a long time ago. Like, I would love to
Canada's
visit
on
Canada.
the list.
So,
for sure.
so there's two things for me. Like, speaking of your Northeast, like, we went last year because work had like this deal with the Miraval properties, which is like the Hyatt like retreat properties, basically. We went to the Berkshires in Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if that's any indication of how pretty it is up there at that time of year, then like I'll go to Vermont. I don't care. But to your point, Will, Colorado, first we went to Denver. I love Denver. Denver's sweet. And you can hike in Denver. Like, we went up to Boulder. That's like 30 minutes away from where we were staying. I want to snowboard so bad. I have a buddy, one of my friends that lives in DC, Chris Hill. He has like a snowboarding trip every year. But they always do like a day where they're out there and they'll wear like retro hockey jerseys while they're snowboarding. And like, I want to do that shit. Like, that looks cool as hell to me.
You basically want to recreate the Juicy Fruit commercial we talked about last week.
Pretty much.
There it is.
Yeah. And then I haven't been to, I want to go to the San Diego Zoo. Like, I've been to San Diego, but I want to go to the zoo. And I also don't want to go to San Diego in February again because I found out the hard way that it's not warm. We were staying on the Pacific Ocean.
I've heard that before.
I went for work when I worked for Special Olympics. We had this big conference out there. And Amber can remember this. I was packing my shit and I'm looking at the temperature and it's like 70s, like lows in the 50s. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I can wear shorts or like a long sleeve or whatever. Well, we're staying, our Airbnb thing that they got for us is on the Pacific Ocean. So at night, it's 55, but it feels like 30. It is so damn cold. So I literally am so underdressed the entire week. So I want to go there, but not in February.
I would put Northern California on the list, period. Like, Napa Valley is beautiful. Sonoma, like, if you like wine, there's there's wineries galore that you can go to. But like, but Northern California is very different, like a very different vibe than Southern California. And so it's not the beach vibe. It's a lot of like big trees and kind of like similar to like Seattle, like more Pac Northwest. And so I would just lump all of Northern California in as a trip as well, because it's
Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, Tahoe, yes. And
see, I want to go to the Sycamore, the Sycamore forest. That's where I want to go.
The Redwoods?
The Redwood. That's what it is. The Redwoods. Yeah.
Yep.
I saw that on Planet of the Apes when I was like,
that's
where I want to
go. You want to know where I learned about
go.
the Redwood Forest? Can anybody guess?
Christopher Robin?
I mean,
who?
I guess. He's
Christopher Robin? Winnie the Pooh?
Oh, I don't Winnie the Pooh. Guys, we didn't get to talk about my childhood. It's we don't have time for it, but
no,
I missed out on a lot.
Cruisin' USA, the video game. There is a track that goes through the Redwood Forest.
Do you know what else is filmed in the Redwood Forest? You should know this, AJ.
If Amber's passionate about it, you've got to know it's Star Wars related.
Which one?
It is
Star Wars is in the Redwoods?
It's 6. Right?
It's 6. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi.
With the Ewoks.
Where the Ewoks. That's all filmed in the Redwood Forest.
Which one's 6?
That's
Return of the Jedi. The third in the original trilogy.
Is that Liam Neeson?
That would be the OGs. He's in episode 1.
He's in the one with Darth Maul.
Okay, wait.
So these are the OGs.
So when you say 6, when you say
the
original,
OGs
you're not talking about
4, 5, and 6.
Chronological.
Okay.
Yep.
Chronological.
Now I'm hip. I don't remember 6, but
6 is the one like the Ewoks.
With the Ewoks,
they
little tiny
infiltrate
Chewbacca's.
Y'all keep saying Ewoks, but like that doesn't do anything.
They infiltrate. They basically it's the second time they blow up the Death Star. It's the second time they blow it up.
This Death Star got blown up twice.
Oh my gosh, we gotta end it. I'm out right now.
It's out the mud.
Yeah. Boy, it's out the mud. We got Rashad McCants.
Well, we've been talking a lot. Will, I know you need to get back to work, so we will close this out. AJ, you've not been checking your text, so
I'm not going back to work.
I haven't been checking my text.
He said we gotta hop in a bit, so it's been a bit. We gotta hop. So that does it for today's episode of Mixed Media. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Mixed Media Pod. Subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast. And if you have any ideas for the show, you can leave them in the comments. And we will see you next time. Will,
and don't forget
thanks for joining us.
Don't forget to make sure you ask Will about the truth about his basketball career.
Yeah, come on, ask me the truth. The truth is what you make it. There's two truths to every story.
But we do appreciate you, Will. We appreciate you jumping on with us and sharing your story.
We did it.
Yes, love you guys.
Love you. Thanks. Bye, guys.
All right.
See you.